South 980.
3:15 on the world today, and want to buy a town? There is a town, 500 miles as the crow flies from Vancouver, and it is for sale. All of it. 90 houses, apartment buildings, a shopping center, a hospital. And you can buy it through the Neho Land and Cattle Company if you can rustle up the cash. Rudy Nielsen is the president of Neho, and he is on the line with us right now.
Rudy, they say that it's location, location, location when it comes to real estate. This place is located in kind of an out-of-the-way spot. Tell us about it.
It's probably one of those beautiful parts of British Columbia. I've traveled BC for 40 years doing real estate deals all over British Columbia, and this is just an unremarkable spot. It's snow-capped mountains, it's glaciers, there's 8 creeks and rivers within about a mile from the town. They tumble into the ocean and turns the ocean from a brownish color into a emerald green color. It's so clean of water. And it's a unique place. It's sheltered from the storms. You're facing snow-capped mountains and these rivers. It's just a neat place of British Columbia.
Now, the town we're talking about is Kitsault. How has it come that the entire place, is up for sale?
Back in the 70s, there was a great big molybdenum mine there, and they spent approximately $250 million building a town and a mine. And then the molybdenum went sideways. It took a real nosedive, and after a couple of years, they had to shut the town down. So all these years, they've been waiting for molybdenum to come back. It hasn't come back, and we've just seen a caretaker there for the past 20-some years who cuts the lawns, turns the heat on in every house and every building every winter, and has a great New Year's by bringing his friends over skidooing and having their own basketball games in this school-sized gymnasium.
Well, before we get to the price of this, or what price it might fetch, Rudy, what about some of the things you can tell us about this here town? I mean, it's been there for 20 years. If the winters are rough, are the buildings falling to bits?
Actually, it's still in pretty good shape. I mean, there is some upkeep to do. I mean, some of the roofs got some moss on them. They're going to have to be replaced. The basic structure of the 3-bedroom houses, which are on cement foundations, they're full 3-bedroom houses, and the roofs have some moss on some of them. A lot of them are in pretty good condition. The infrastructure does need a lot of work. The water tanks were originally made out of wood with metal cribbing around them. Do need replacing, and some of the infrastructure does have to be replaced. But basically, the shopping center and one of the recreational centers is like the people left yesterday. Literally, the Royal Bank has the vault doors open. The restaurant's still got all the stuff there, and the chairs are there. The food market has got all the coolers open, and the meat market's ready for business. And the hospital, I should say, it's got its own wards, and it's got an operating table there with all the instruments there, and it's even got an X-ray machine, which is still in plastic and hasn't been unplastic yet for use.
Well, everything but the people.
There's 2 people there, and it's kind of neat because when I was up there, I used the caretaker's truck, and I came to a 4-way stop, and I just couldn't wait. I just floored my pickup, and I went through every stop sign.
Obviously, there are no cops up there.
No, just me.
So if somebody bought this, and it's all private, I mean, could I go and buy it, and could I be the sheriff there?
You could be a mayor and the sheriff.
Mayor and
the sheriff.
Now, the checkbook department.
$7 million.
Who is going to? It sounds wonderful on one hand if it gets spare $7 million hanging around, but realistically, who is going to buy it and for what purpose?
I think a very smart investor. Neho Land and Cattle Company is the marketing agent for this town, and LandQuest is the selling agent, a subsidiary of Neho. And what I envision is an investor coming along will buy the whole town, and he will fix it up and put it back into shape. And I imagine selling houses there from $69,000 to $79,000, and condos from $19,000 to $49,000. And I brought this up in a speech I did to 700 people on Saturday, the first time we mentioned there was a town for sale, and by 10 o'clock this morning, I had 31 inquiries into residential houses and condos.
Well, it might be kind of a cool place to retire, if you're don't need to live in the city. What the heck?
Well, there's lots of people that want to go out in the outdoors, you know. I mean, it's clean water, it's good fishing. I mean, the fisheries caught a 405-pound halibut just down the channel. All the rivers are just full of salmon. It's a unique place of British Columbia that has been literally untouched, and there's no logging up there. Just big old-growth forest and good, clean rivers and snow-capped mountains and glaciers.
So, for any of our listeners who have that spare 7 mil, just get in touch with you and that'll take care of it.
That's about how it goes, yeah.
Appreciate your time this afternoon. Rudy Nielsen, the president of the Neho Land and Cattle Company, with a place for sale for 7.
You could not only be the mayor and the sheriff, you could own your own radio station, and you could broadcast 24 hours a day to yourself.
I'm staying here, 321.